三剣流おはこの読みを使えよ。
もう使ってるでござるよ。
どうした抜刀斎、お前の力はこんなものではないはず。
なるほど、術でござるか。
真剣の構え、相手のいかなる変化にも即対応できる。これがこんな男が伝説の人斬りの正体か。この神話も見極められない限りかわすことは不可能。見極めたのか剣心。
奴の腕は目測より一寸も長かった。避けたつもりが直撃を食らってしまうわけでござるよ。そのか。
Okay, so that was a snippet from the latest episode of Kenshin. So basically, in this episode, we get to see Kenshin finally face off against Hanya. And there we got to see Hanya's true face. Now, there's more. I don't want to spoil too much or get DMCA. But I would say go watch the episode because it is quite amazing. I arguably even better than the original fight because it's very true to the manga. So if you're a manga purist, you're really going to enjoy this. We got to see Hanya's full face right there as we did in the original manga versus in the original anime, you only see half his face. And we never really got the reason for that, but here we got to see how horrible his face really is. Basically, he did that to himself. He cut off his own nose, mouth, crushed his cheekbones, everything, so that he could wear disguises more easily. I mean, it's really crazy stuff. And he explains to Kenshin that Aoshi basically gave him a life, a meaning, a purpose to his life, because he comes from a village that's extremely poor. People kill their own kids basically to save on food bills. That's how poor the village is that he comes from. And Aoshi basically came and gave him a purpose. So we have that fight that goes on this episode. We also got a fight between Shiki Joe and Sanosuke. And this fight is very fascinating as well. We basically learned that Shiki Joe was defeated by Aoshi when he was 13 years old. Aoshi defeated him, only 13. He was head of the Obi-Waban group. And he also decided to recruit him. And he wasn't as muscular back then. And he told him that he would give him basically this muscular elixir. Well, I can't talk. This muscular potion that basically is like a steroid. It basically made him the jacked beast that he is, that you see before you. And, you know, he's basically offers it to Sanosuke. This episode says, hey, you want to join us? Sanosuke, of course, says no. You know, my purpose is more than just fighting for one guy or, you know, just fighting in general. I, you know, want to fight for the greater good. And he basically takes him down and, you know, gives him quite the beating after he survives a gazillion headbutts. So, you know, that was really cool this episode. And that was very different than the original as well, because in the original anime, if I remember correctly, Shiki Joe, the fight happens before Hanya. He is like waiting for them outside of Kanryu's place. Here he's in the mansion and he's swinging the giant chain and ball. So that was kind of cool and more accurate to the manga. We also got Kanryu trying to get Miss Megumi to give him the key to this like secret escape route so him and her can escape. But, you know, she's not buying it. She knows that he's not really sorry. He tries to beg and plead. But, you know, once she sees through his facade, he basically curses her out. And, you know, we know some more dark stuff's going to happen with Kanryu for the people that have seen the anime and read the manga. But, yeah, this episode was very action-packed. We also leave the episode with Aoshi facing off against Kenshin. And Aoshi's just a very interesting villain because Aoshi is not like you know, he's different than Janae. Maybe not quite as powerful, though that's debatable. But he's a very powerful guy, but he's not evil like Kanri or like Janae or like any of those other guys that we see later on, like Shishio. He basically just fights for power, and the Obi-Waban guy, he doesn't fight for power. He fights for his group's reputation, not just, you know, his own power, but the reputation of his group. So it's his power and his group's power. He just doesn't do it for himself. He actually cares about giving his men a purpose, giving his men, something they could be proud of, to being the greatest ninja group in Japan, and that's why they follow him since he was 13. And Aoshi, I think we're gonna get to see a cool fight between him and Kenshin next episode. He's gonna be probably more accurate to the manga, and I'm sure the animation's gone. That's gonna be fantastic. So yeah, just wanted to do this review of Kenshin. Is pretty cool. This episode, I would give it 8, 9 out of 10. If you haven't seen it, give it a watch. It's fantastic. This episode, actually, I give it a 9. Actually, the action's just amazing. But yeah, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. It is greatly appreciated. Don't forget to follow on TikTok. We're trying to get the followers up, and I'll probably have a Dragon Ball review out tomorrow, or the next day when the new chapter comes out. And wherever you are, peace out.